Welcome to Seshu-Solutions. This is Anusha Penmatsa. Today I'm going to teach you about decimal multiplication. Most of the kids have trouble in decimal multiplication, but if you know your regular multiplication, decimal multiplication is just a piece of cake. So today, let me explain your decimal multiplication with few examples. The first example I'm taking is 2.31 times 2.1. The first step is just take the regular whole numbers. So what are the whole numbers here? Just 231 times 21. So 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 3 is 3, and 1 times 2 is 2. Now you're multiplying by the tens place, which is 2. For that, the first ones place you're keeping 0. So 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 2 is 4. So now we will add them. 1 plus 0 is 1, 3 plus 2 is 5, 2 plus 6 is 8, and then 4. So now how to keep the decimal point? For that, we have 2.31, which has 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places. What do you mean by decimal places is, after the decimal point, here we have 2 numbers. So we are calling it as 2 decimal places. In 2.1, after the decimal point, you have 1 decimal place. So in total, we have 3 decimal places. So now we got the answer as 2.31 times 2.1. When you do the regular multiplication, we got it as 4851. Now 4851 have 3 decimal places. So you will jump 3 times to the left and you will keep the decimal point. First, I'm taking the whole numbers, which is 231 times 21. And I did the regular multiplication. And the second step is I'm counting the decimal places. In the first number, we have 2 decimal places. And in the second number, we have 1 decimal place. In total, we have 3 decimal places. So in the final answer, we are jumping 3 times to the left and keeping the decimal point. Let me do few more examples. The second example, I'm considering it as 0.31 times 0.44. So first, I'm taking just the whole numbers, which is 31 and 44. So now 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 3 is 12. Again, you're multiplying by the tens place, so ones place I'm keeping 0. 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 times this 3 is 12. After doing the multiplication with the two numbers, you're adding them. 4 plus 0 is 4, 2 plus 4 is 6, 2 plus 1 is 3, and then 1. Now we'll think about the decimal places. So in 0.31, after the decimal point, we have 2 decimal places. And in 0.44, we have 2 decimal places. In total, we have 4 decimal places. So in the final answer now, we got 0.31 times 0.44 as 1364. So how many decimal places we have here? 4 decimal places. So in the final answer, we have to jump 4 times and keep the decimal point. Okay. First, what we did, we just in 0.31, we just took the 31 number, and in 0.44, we just took the 44, and we did the regular multiplication. After the regular multiplication, in 0.31, we have 2 decimal places, and in 0.44, we have 2 more decimal places. So in total, we have 4 decimal places. So we are jumping in the final answer 4 times and keeping the decimal point. Okay. Now let me do the third example. The third example we have is 0.242 times 0.56. Okay, so first, again, the same step one. What is step one we are doing here? We are just taking the whole numbers. What is the whole numbers? 242 times 56. Now, the first number will multiply by 6. 6 times 2 is 12, so we got a carry 1. Now, 6 times 4 is 24. 24 plus 1 is 25. So we got a carry 2 now. Next, we will do 6 times 2, 12. So because we have carry, 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. Okay. Now we are multiplying by the tens place. The tens digit is 5. To multiply with the tens digit, the ones place, I'm keeping it as 0. So 5 times 2 is 10, 0. And we got again 1 as a carry. So 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 1 is 22. Again, we got a 2 as a carry now. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. So after multiplying the ones place and the tens place, like we are multiplying 242 by 56, now we have to add them. So 2 plus 0 is 2, 5 plus 0 is 5, 4 plus 2 is 6, 2 plus 1 is 3, and then 1. Now, to keep the decimal point, what we will do? So in 0.242 and 0.56, we have to count the number of decimal places. What do you mean by decimal places? After the decimal point, we have to count how many digits you have. So we have 1, 2, 3 digits. So we have 3 decimal places. Now, in 0.56, after the decimal point, you will have 2 decimal places. So in total, we have 5 decimal places. In total, we have 5 decimal places. So now we'll give the decimal point in our final answer. So our question is 0.242 times 0.56. We got 13652. Because we have 5 decimal places, you have to jump 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and then 5 times, and you will keep a decimal point. We'll add 0 here. So how we will do 0.242 times 0.56? First, we will take the number 242 and then we'll multiply by 56. Just I did the regular multiplication, and then in 0.242, we have 3 decimal places, and 0.56, we have 2 decimal places. Decimal places is nothing but after the decimal point, how many digits you have. We have 2 digits in 0.56, so I kept 2 decimal places. Then I'll add the decimal places, like 3 plus 2 is 5 decimal places. So I'm jumping like 5 units from to the left and keep the decimal point. Okay, let me do 2 more examples so that you'll get a clear idea. So the next example we have is 0.101 times 0.24. Again, first you'll take the whole numbers, which is 101 and 24. I'm not considering the decimal point. I'm just taking the whole numbers. So now 4 times 1 is 4 because we are multiplying by 4. 4 times 0 is 0 and 4 times 1 is 4. Now I'm multiplying by 2. So the tens place I'll keep 0. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 1 is 2. So we have 4 you have to add those two numbers, 4, and 0 plus 2 is 2, 4 plus 0 is 4, and 2. Now we will think about the decimal points. So in 0.101 and 0.24. So we are keeping a decimal places. Decimal places is nothing but after the decimal point, how many digits you have. Here in this case, after the decimal point, you have 3 digits. So we'll write it as 3 decimal places. And in 0.24, we have, after the decimal point, we have 2 decimal places. So in total, we have 5 decimal places. In total, we have 5 decimal places because you're adding 3 plus 2, which you got it as 5. So now to write our final answer, this is a little bit important question because when you do 0.101 times 0.24, when we do the regular multiplication, we got 2424. But we have only four digits over there. We have to move 5 decimal places. So let's move 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But here we don't have any number there. So we will just add a 0 and keep the decimal point, and then we'll keep 0. Okay. So now this is a important question when compared to the other questions, because in this case we got 5 decimal places, but in your answer we have only 4 digits here, like 2424, we have 4 digits here, but we have to jump 5 places. So this is the first jump, second jump, third jump, fourth jump, and fifth jump. Because we don't have a number there, you will just keep a 0 and then the decimal point. Okay? I hope you understand here. Because of 5 decimal places, we are jumping the final answer 5 times to the left. So 1 jump, 2, 3, 4. And because we don't have the 5th digit, you're keeping a 0 and then we are keeping the decimal point. Okay? Let me do one more example. So the 5th one is 52.2 times 2.3. Okay, so which is nothing but 522 times 23. So what we will do, first we'll start with the ones place. 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 5 is 15. Now we'll multiply by 2. To multiply by tens place, the first place you'll keep 0. So 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 5 is 10. And then we have to add them now. So 6 plus 0 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10, 0, 1 on the top. Because we got a carry, you're keeping on the top of the next number like your regular addition. 5 plus 1 is 9, 9 plus 4 is, 5 plus 1 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10. So 0 here and 1 on the top. 1 plus 1 is 2 and then 1. Let me explain it to you one more time. 3 times 2 is 6 because you're multiplying by this 3. 3 times 2 is 6 and 3 times 5 is 15. Now, because you're multiplying by the tens place, the ones place, you'll keep 0. 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 5 is 10. Now you will add them. 6 plus 4 is 6 plus 0 is 6. So you got 6. 6 plus 4 is 10, 0 and 1 as a carry. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10, 0 and we got 1 as a carry. So 1 plus 1 is 2 and then 1. So now what we will do, we have to think about the decimal places. So 52.2. After the decimal point here, we have only 1 digit. So we will write it as 1 decimal place. And in 2.3, after the decimal point, you have 1 digit. So we will have 1 decimal place. So in total, we have 2 decimal places because you're adding 1 plus 1, we got 2 decimal places. So now 52.2 times 2.3, because we have 2 decimal places. So what we will do in our final answer is nothing but what we got here, which is 12006, and here we have to move 2 decimal places to the left and keep the decimal point. Because we got 2 decimal places in the final answer, we have to jump 2 times to the left 1 time and then second time and keep the decimal point. I hope I gave you a clear idea about decimal multiplication. This is the part 1 of the decimal multiplication. I'll come up with one more video about decimal multiplication to get cover all the topics. And if you want to practice, in the description below, I will add the PDF where I will explain all the examples, and then I'll give you the worksheet attached to that. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.